I guess it was even higher than anything we got in the United States. It was way up. And by this time it had started to get cold. And each day the temperature was 30 degrees below any freezing point at all, 30 and 40 degrees at all times. Very cold, cold part of the country. So we advanced up to the Chinese border, doing the same thing. If we run into anybody, we would either take the weapons, or they didn't want to fight, or they just wasn't having anything. So we went up to the Chinese border, and it was our understanding that we were to go into China the next thing, because the Chinese had come into the war down below where we are. We had no knowledge of that. The company that I was in had no knowledge of it anyhow. But one afternoon, we had sat down to have supper. And back then we had sea rations that we ate out of a can, and everybody always wanted the beans and things. They were always the best food. And we were sitting down, so we got fire from this direction. We got fire from this direction. We got fire from that direction. We got fire from that direction. So first thing we did is try to lay down and put our weapons in the fire at somebody, but we didn't know who as of yet. But the next morning, our colonel, I can't think of that colonel's name right now, Hold'em or something like that, told us that we were trapped up there by the Chinese, and the only way we were going to get out was fight. So the Chosin Reservoir retreat started that afternoon on a little old dirt road. One 6-bike could go on it, but you never would have been able to pass anybody. So each day, a company would go up into the hills on either side of the road, whereas any Chinese that came into that area, we would attack them to keep them off of the main body, which was on that same road with all the vehicles and things. And if a vehicle was disabled and things, they would explode all the tires and then put a hand grenades in the engine and blow that up too, where nobody would be able to use it. On December the 3rd, it was the day that I had gone up with my company. It's Item 35. Item 35 means Item Company, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, what that means. And I had gone up into that company, with my company up into that hills, and about 6 o'clock in the morning, I guess it was. It's been 50 years or more, and I'm having a little hard time of remembering some of those dates and some of those things that did happen to me. But must have been 6 o'clock in the morning. There was a hand grenade thrown at me, and it hit my side and exploded. It went off. It hit my helmet, and it went off and exploded. And it just flooded the side of my head. So I decided I ought to remove myself from the position I was in. So I got up to run and got hit in this leg, about along right here. And that knocked me down. And I had a bad morning all the way around. This wasn't nothing going for me. So they had taken us off the hill on a poncho. A poncho took a big load when you have it. We had them, all of us had them. So they put us on that poncho, and me and another young man down to sick bay, which was down below where we were. The doctor that we seen just said, well, take your helmet off altogether, and that bleeding will stop because of the cold weather, which it was 40 below zero that particular morning. They did the same thing to my leg, just tore my trousers open where the sunlight, I guess, had the coldness and could get to it anyhow, because I had on I had on wool pants and Dungaree clothes that we were issued. The young man that went down with me, when we first got there, they told, well, you guys just go over there and sit down over there. And this young boy says, I ain't going over and sit down. I said, why? He said, got dead bodies over there. They'll put us in a bag, and we ain't dead. And he didn't go. It scared him, I guess, but they got the bleeding stopped, and they gave me my weapon back. I didn't see that young man anymore. But they gave me my weapon back, which was that M1 I speak of. That's a good weapon. And put me on a Jeep, put me up on the back of the Jeep, and told me to shoot anything that moved on the echelon that decided I was on, where I could fire from. I fired 6, 7, maybe 10 rounds during the course of the day, and I never did hit anybody, I don't guess. I didn't hear anybody scream anyhow.